It's Evelyn
and Sarah.
And we are right. On this podcast, what we are going to be talking about is entrepreneurship and how to quit your 9 to 5.
Yeah, so it's exactly how we did it, how to do it. Evelyn, I know that you're still transitioning out of your 9 to 5.
Yes.
And I quit mine 8 years ago just because I'm crazy like that. So,
so we're going to delve into how we did it, what we did, what to consider, and hopefully this helps you to become your own boss.
Yeah, give you some inspiration to go and quit your job tomorrow or not.
Or not. Do it slowly like I am doing currently.
Or do it. Just jump in with both feet.
So let's get into this.
Yes. So let's start with, why don't we start with the basics. So when did you know that you were ready to quit your 9 to 5? Maybe just give us an overview, Evelyn, of where you're at now and how you're doing it.
Yeah, so my business is interior design. I've been in the business for over 10 years. I recently, well, not quit my job. I went down to part-time because for me, that was the easiest way, like for my peace of mind, like, you know, I got bills, I have that sort of thing, so it was something to consider. It happened 2 years ago for me, where I finally decided, okay, you know what, by the end of the year, I gave myself a timeline as to when I was going to do it, which was...
So she said, oh, end of the year, I want to learn how to get my first client. And I'm like, no, end of the year, you're going to quit your job.
And sure enough, 2 months later, I went down to part-time. Go figure.
Planted the seed.
Yeah, exactly. So that was my thing. I went down to 3 times a week, and then 2 days a week, including not including weekends, I was working for myself. So the way I knew I was ready, it was very logical in my thinking, in that it had to be.
You're so logical.
Yeah, it had to be, and like financially, I had to know that I was going to take care of myself, and that meant making sure that working 3 days a week was going to cover all my fixed expenses. And yes, absolutely, that entailed me being more like conscious about my budget and sticking to that. So I really had to be strict on myself for that. And that's how I did it.
You're so logical with your decision making.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Whereas I'm the opposite, right? So I quit my job literally, like, there was no planning. I was working maybe 9 months. I was straight out of university, and I had been working for 9 months at this as a marketing coordinator for a real estate company. And I loved my job. I loved the people I worked with. It was great, but I just could not sit in that damn cubicle for 1 day longer. I remember the day I went to sleep the night before. I was like, that's it. Like, I can't do this shit. I don't want to wake up on someone else's schedule. Like, and I was living a little further out from the city at the time, so I was waking up like 6 a.m., which is too early for me. Like, I like to sleep till 9, 10. And
I can vouch for that.
She's calling me 9 a.m. Like, time to come work.
Come, let's get some work done.
But, like, I just couldn't, like, work on someone else's schedule. The idea of someone looking over my shoulder, like, oh, are you doing your work today? Or if I get my work done in a day, why do I need to come back the next 4 days of the week? Like, it just does not make sense to me. But I literally went in the next day, and I was like, look, like, I can write up a letter for you if you want, but this is my 2 weeks notice. And I think he knew that I was very unhappy there working for somebody. And he literally said, I mean, he probably wanted to save money too, but he literally said, like, don't worry about the 2 weeks. Like, you can just stop. Maybe he wanted me out too. I don't know, but he liked me.
Yeah.
But, so that's what I did, right? So I literally jumped right in. And the next, like, after that day, I remember driving home and I was yelling out the window at people down the street. I'm like, I quit my job!
Oh my God,
I'm so excited.
But see, that's the thing, right? Like, I think it's like when you know. I think a part of myself too, I had so much fear built up into it because I'm like, I don't want to fail. And that was going into our second question. Yeah. You know, like...
But I think... Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, so did you have any fears?
Yeah, so I think the first fear is, of course, money, right? Like, how the hell am I going to pay for my bills? Now, I have to say, for me, like, I did have a little bit of savings saved up. And at the time, I was living with my son's dad. So I had that
buffer,
that support, but I did, like, he wasn't the type to just let me sit back and receive money, you know, that wasn't his personality. So I knew that I had to bring in money. I knew that I probably had a couple months before I started hearing it. So I went hard on my client attraction strategy. Like, I tried everything from email marketing, social media. I was cold calling. Like, I used to cold call probably 1 to 200 people a day.
Wow.
Just like small businesses being like, hey, do you need a copywriter? By the way, I probably didn't mention I'm a copywriter.
You should have started with that.
Should have told you my business.
Yeah.
So my business is copywriting, and if you don't know what that is, it's I write marketing materials. So like websites, emails, like anything you want to sell with the written word, I write that. And I also do like actual marketing stuff, like advertising, that kind of thing. So that's my business. Good business to be in. But getting clients is the hardest part of any business. I think that was the biggest fear for me, was like the money thing. And the other side is like, can I do this, right? Like, am I good enough? Because literally I had only read, I mean, I had my degree. Like, I knew how to write. I was a good writer. I had college and university, so I was good with the written word, but can I write? Can I sell, right? I'd only read a couple books on how to do it. So I think that was like the biggest mindset block, is like, how am I ever going to charge someone hundreds or even thousands of dollars for a page of words? Right? Because there has to be value in it. Like, if you're going to spend $1,000 on a copywriter, you want to be making like 5, 10, 15,000 back.
But I think also too, like, it just comes down to knowing your worth and knowing the product that you're selling is worthy of that, right? Like, I know for me, to get to the price point where I'm at now, it took a lot of time, and like, because I didn't think I was worth it. I didn't think I was offering quality, you know, like not even quality. Like, I didn't feel like, you know, when you say these big numbers out, it like it kind of scares you a little bit, and then okay, well, then you're gonna bring that energy to potential clients, and if you don't believe what you're worth, how are they going to believe what you're worth, right? So you got to remember too, I think people, when you first start your business, you're like, how am I going to charge this, right? It's my first year in business. How am I ever going to charge hundreds or thousands of dollars for my time? That makes zero sense. But you have to remember, it's not your first year of life, right? You weren't born yesterday, like you started your business yesterday. Like, for you, I know you were very nervous, but I kept telling you, like, you've been in interior design for 10 years already. Yeah. You've been working for someone else for 10 years. You know more than most people straight out of school starting their business. Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And it was that confidence, right? It was the lack of confidence. It was that fear. It was, I didn't believe I was good enough. You know, it was so much that I had to work on to get to the point where now I have that confidence and I can say, yeah, you know what, this is what I'm worth, take it or leave it. And when you have that confidence and that energy, people feel that. And like, it's all about your energy. It reminds me of this quote I read. I think it was Gary Halbert who wrote it. But it basically said, like, the only difference between charging someone $100 or $1,000 is being able to say it without stuttering. Oh, yeah, hands down. I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Okay, so I have a question for you, Sarah. Yeah. Do you think entrepreneurship is for everyone? So, now I think yes, it is. Yeah. I used to be super in my ego and be like, oh, like, I'm an entrepreneur. Like, it's not for everyone. You need to have a certain personality. And I have to say, you need to have a certain, not personality, but a certain level of confidence. Yeah. Right? I do think it's for everyone. And this is why, because I believe everyone is worthy of freedom. Yes. Right? Of being able to put your passions, put your love, your creative energy out into the world and be paid properly for it, right? I think the issue with people who are stuck in a 9-to-5, we're maybe not 100 years. How long have we been in 9-to-5 society? Maybe 50 years, 60 years, something like that. Like, that 9-to-5 mentality, it's just like, you're a worker rat. Right? You're in your little cubicle doing work for someone else, making someone else rich. You don't really know what you're doing, what you're fueling, right? And there's no way to be happy doing that. Like, I don't care, you can love your job. You can love what you do and be making a difference,
But at the end of the day, everybody wants freedom, whether it's in career, whether it's in love. Like, you want to be free flowing and free to create whatever you want. Right. That's who we were as children. Right. And yeah, I think it's for everyone. Yeah. But like I said, like, there's some people, like, straight out of university, I did do it 9 months out of university. But like someone who's straight out of school, usually you are going to want to build up your skills a little more. Right? You're going to want to build up, like, who you are. Like, I was straight out of school, but I also had a past life job where I was really selling. I got really good at selling. I was very persuasive. And yeah, I was a salesperson at the end of the day, right? So I had that background, and I also knew I was a good writer. I had that skill set. So I think it is for everyone. Like, if you want to start planning it. If you want a business, if you want to be free, start planning it today. Right. And you can go either way. You can be like Evelyn here and plan it out and go down part-time and build up your savings. Or you can be like me and jump in with 2 feet. Personally, that's how I work best, is when I have a fire under my ass.
Yeah. No, it's true. Like, everybody works differently. Like, for me, I'm like Sarah said, like, I'm a planner. I have to have a game plan as to what I'm doing, where I'm going, how I'm going to do it, just because that gives me, I have like a safety net. I feel secure in my decision. I'm not as impulsive as Sarah. There are times when I can be for certain things.
Living my best life.
But I guess, like, for me, what I call impulsive, I really mean I take calculated risks. Yeah. I don't just ever jump both feet in and hope for the best. That's just not my personality at all.
Whereas I say, like, you gotta jump in. You're gonna make note, like, there's no doubt about it. If you jump tomorrow, you are gonna hit a couple rocks on the way down. Yeah. Like it's gonna hurt.
Like, look at it this way. I've known I wanted to start my own business since I started working for somebody else. Yeah. And literally it took me 10 years. It took me 10 years to get to this point, to finally say, I'm going to do this. I give myself a year. Like, everybody's different. Everybody's going to do things when they're ready. But I feel like if you're passionate enough about it, you can succeed. It's like, if your heart's in it and you have that drive, honey, anybody can be an entrepreneur.
I think so too. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Do it.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yes.
So what would you say is the most important thing when it comes to starting your own business?
Okay, for me, again, coming from a logical place, it was financial. Granted, my passion has always been interior design. That's where my heart was, and it still is. Make sure you're passionate about whatever it is you're pursuing. Like, that's always, like, every time I give advice to any of my friends or family, it's always follow your heart. Where is your passion? What do you love to do? Yeah. If you could do something for the rest of your life and it's not work, and, like, you won't consider it being a job or it being work, what is that? And follow that, because I always tell people money will come. When you are in the right energy, when you are in the right mindset, money will come. You will attract that, because, like, that love frequency that you're putting out into the world, it will attract the money, because, again, money is frequency, right?
Yeah.
So that's, like, for me, yeah.
So, like, here's the thing. Okay. I agree with that.
Yes.
Passion, because, like, passion is energy, right? At the end of the day, if you want to be a manifesting magnet, you want to badass manifesting biatch, like, or king. Like, you need to, yes, have that passion, because that's the energy in it, right? If you hate what you do, just stay, like, if you're going to go and do something that you don't like doing, like, just stay in your 9 to 5, right?
Also, if you're just going to do something for money, stay at home. Like, stay to your 9 to 5.
Okay, here's where what I would add in there. Yeah. Combine passion with your skill set, okay? Like, if you don't have a skill, you're probably not going to be able to charge the big bucks. Right? So for me, my skill was, like, the written word. Like, I'm a writer. I'm very persuasive. So I had that skill. But instead of using that with, like... So, yeah, it's combining the skill and passion. My passion was sales. My skill was writing. And I combined those two into copywriting. Right? Like, you had a passion for design, but you also have a skill that you can sell. Right? Because if anybody can do it, people aren't going to pay a lot of money for it, I think.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's that combination of like passion and skill together.
And creativity. Like there's so many things,
yeah.
but like I feel you can hone in on skills. Depending, like you're not gonna wake up one day and be like, oh, I want to be a doctor. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna,
Right.
But
unless you're really good,
yeah,
cutting people. I mean.
But yeah, I mean, like I think like start with your passions. What are your passions?
Make a list of your passions and your skills, and then like crisscross them. It'll be fun.
Yeah, and there's your first homework.
Do a crisscross.
There's your homework for today.
Okay.
But yeah.
So here's the big question that I think everyone here is wondering now. How the hell do I get clients? How do I get clients?
Yeah.
Okay. Right? So do you want me to take this? What do you?
Well, okay, because it's interesting because the way I get my clients, or I've gotten my clients, has largely been through manifesting. Like I can't even tell you all the clients I have gotten has landed on my lap. Like
You
I don't
literally just ask. You're like, hey, I need a client, and they land in your lap.
Yeah. So literally, that's kind of like how it is like the action of asking is very masculine, but then being able to sit back, relax, and trust that it's going to come to you, surrender to it.
It's hard for you guys out there, I know.
Yeah, like I know for myself, like
Just
having that mindset, like, but like for you too, right? Because like we've had that mindset of hard work,
Right.
go.
Well, it's a very masculine world, right?
Right.
Like you need to work hard for everything you want.
And I think a lot of people are in that mindset, right? Because we do, like, I don't know about you, but I always grew up with, if you want something, you go get it and you work. Like the idea of rest is, well, resting is you're wasting time.
Yeah.
And I've come to realize that no, resting is just as important as doing, and being in that right mindset again when you're doing.
So my view on getting clients is a little different. Is like, so I do believe in manifesting.
Yes.
Like I'm also a manifesting queen. Like mine's a little more like about the visualization and like receiving, which I think is hard for anyone who's in a masculine energy predominantly. That idea, like just receiving.
Yeah.
It's such a difficult thing to process. But my idea is like, okay, you need to be manifesting, yes. So I sit there and I meditate and I'm like, clients, I see it, I'm rich, I'm swimming in money, I see it all. But, but then, right, I will get online. But then I get online, right? Then I'm writing those emails, then I'm doing the follow-ups, then I'm doing the social media posts, selling. So I see it as like, I'm manifesting, I'm calling them in, but then you have to build your net, right? Like sow your fishing net and throw it out and catch those darn fish if you want to eat, right? And for me, that fishing net is like the email marketing, it's the social media marketing. My entire business up until now, I mean, now I run ads and I have a pretty decent client base that I can follow up with for work. But when I was first starting out, my entire business was built from Facebook groups. And what I did exactly was, and it takes a little bit of practice, but I used story-based posts. So I would tell a story, right, about me maybe staying in a cabin and like I got scared and I thought there was a ghost at 3 a.m. So a really engaging story that makes no sense, has nothing to do with copywriting in particular, but it's super engaging. It catches people because they're like, oh my God, why is this chick talking about her seeing a ghost at 3 a.m. in a marketing Facebook group, right? Or a business Facebook group. And it's funny because those are the posts that catch eyes, right? Because it's very different. And then at the end of the post, I have like a transition. So I'll be like, if you want to know how to get your clients to read your post about ghosts and sell products, right? Like just a random transition into copywriting, then send me a PM. If you want me to write copy like I did this post, see how I got you to the end of this post? You need me as your copywriter, right? So that's what got me clients. And I built my entire business on this. Now, Facebook groups are a little bit different. Now, like a lot of them don't allow promotions. So in that case, it's combining story-based posts that loop into teaching them something. So maybe it's a ghost story again, and then you loop into teaching them something about copywriting. So I'm teaching them like here's how I wrote this badass post, like step by step, and I would end the post that way. So I'm still positioning myself as an authority because I'm teaching them something about copywriting. And you could do the same thing with interior design, like teaching about interior design using stories and like how to post and like just giving high. And I say like, don't just do like little quotes and stuff. People do these cute little quotes and it's good for engagement, that stuff, but it's not going to get you clients. Like you need to have high quality content that is teaching them things, that is engaging, that's fun, and that's how I got my clients. That's how I built my whole business. Yeah.
See, like it's interesting because like I've invested in a social media person who does all my content and that sort of thing, and which is great. Like I'm building a presence on social media, but for me, like my main clients like have been through manifesting. Like I can't even explain to you, like, and also too, like, granted I've just started investing in social media and that sort of thing, so I'm kind of gauging to see where it's gonna take me, but yeah, like I guess for everyone it's different. Clearly you're completely
I mean, don't get me wrong, like now I've hired someone too,
because like I mean also too, I guess like in the way that I've been proactive about it is networking. So I have built a lot of friendships. Being in the business for 10 years, you build friendships, you build connections with people and that sort of thing, and become a person that people will right off the bat, oh, like, you know, like Evelyn, like she does this sort of thing, like that sort of, like, you know, networking in that sense. So that's helped me a lot. And that's like when I say, you know, they've come to me, I don't necessarily, they really just came out of thin air. It's these networks that I built over the years with builders, with suppliers and that sort of thing, you know. And when I told them that I was going out on my own, then they're like, oh, okay, like now we can, you know, we'll forward some clients on to you. And so in my way of being proactive, it wasn't social media, it was more interactions with people.
For sure.
Yep,
I agree.
At
the end of the day, I know you don't want to hear it, but connections are everything. Connection, like the more you reach out to people, the more people you work with, the bigger your client base is, right? Like I have like 300 or 400 people, like a client base of just people I've worked with over the last 8 years that I can consistently follow up with. Right? Like who really needs an email list? Right? Because you just have this client base of people who have paid you and have worked with you, and they know you do good quality work. And honestly, like I charge a higher premium for my work, but compared to the other people out there, like as long as you're providing a good quality experience when people work with you, where you're delivering stuff on time, you're following up with them, you're a happy person, you're not just chasing the money, you're not just saying, hey, where's my paycheck, hey, pay me, right? When you make it really just about like, how can I help you? I want to be a part of your business, or I want to be a part of your life. I truly just want to help you because I know what I'm doing in this area, and I want you to stick to your zone of genius.
Right.
So, yeah.
On
that note, I think that's the end of our podcast for today, but I wanted to let you guys know that we are, well, one, subscribe to this channel, okay?
Yeah,
subscribe,
for more content.
Get the content. Just do it. You listen to the end. Just do it.
Yeah, if you've gotten this far.
Okay, but don't stop yet. I want you guys to know we're very excited because we are going to have this podcast where we're having these talks, but we will be opening doors to our members area in the next couple months. And in this membership, we're going to bring in experts. We're going to have live Q&As where you get to interact with both of us and the experts. And the topics are going to be around spirituality, around healing your wounds, your mommy wounds, your daddy wounds, right? Your relationship wounds, chasing love, your abandonment wounds. We're going to be healing the spiritual aspects. And we're also going to be building our businesses because business truly, that is the road to freedom, spiritual freedom, right? Like being healed, being wealthy, making that money, doing what you want, being able to sleep till 10 a.m. like me. I love my life, right? Being able to sleep in, being able to just be like, you know what? Today I want to go work at a coffee shop, or today I don't want to work at all. Yeah. Like I really truly believe that is the key to happiness, like just living your best life.
And spending more time with people that you love, and spending time doing things that bring you joy, that bring you happiness, that bring you like this sense of like you are unstoppable.
Yes.
Yeah.
So please join the waiting list. The link will be somewhere
Below.
here.
Probably.
Probably below.
Probably below.
Maybe up here. The link will be there. Join the waiting list. We will also be sending you some emails once in a while with really high value content, because that's what we do best. Teaching you everything about exactly step by step how to heal specific wounds, how to build your business, how to quit your 9 to 5, get out of that job,
how to remove blocks of what's keeping you from receiving,
how
what's
to manifest,
keeping you from being a boss.
Join the wait list, do it. You're going to get all that good stuff. And you will get the early bird pricing to our members area when we're ready to launch. If you're on that wait list.
Everybody likes a deal.
Yes, we do. So thank you so much for watching. We love you. Mwah. We will see you next week.
And let love be your intention always.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.